Hello and welcome to another video from alpacaguild.com. It's a very special day for us, 19th of January 2023, and this celebrates 1 year since we launched. And we're going to celebrate with a alpaca themed birthday cake. And we'll also look back at some of the things that we've achieved this year and of course what we're looking to do in the year to come. So let's get these ingredients together and get this cake started and pop it in the oven so that we can get it decorated. So this is a very simple cake mixture. All we're using here is milk, flour, eggs, some sugar, lovely lemon zest off one of our trees, and some butter. Combine it all together, pop it in the tin, get it into the oven. Let's get those things mixed up now. This really is one of the easiest cakes that you can make. Essentially everything goes into the mixer together, mix it for a few minutes, pour it into a greased tin, and into the oven it goes. It couldn't be simpler. Let's get that done. We've got milk, flour, all of the ingredients of course should be coming up on your screen. We have 3 eggs. There's the Next our sugar, that zest, and the butter. Okay, I'm going to mix this now for just about a minute, slowly to combine them all together, and then we'll speed that up a little bit, just to get it nice and firm so that we can get it into the tin. And while that's busy mixing, let's get the oven ready. 160 degrees on fan. Okay, our mix is ready now, so we'll get that into the tin. So I've prepared a tin here, grease it around the edge and put some baking paper in the bottom just to make sure that it doesn't stick. Next thing is to get this mixture into the tin. Now we'll just level that off so that we get a nice, even flat top to our cake. Wonderful. The only thing left to do now, let's get it into the oven. Okay, and this is where we get into the exciting part of actually decorating and making it look like an alpaca-themed cake. This is pre-purchased fondant icing. I think it's good to know your limits. So we're going to roll this out and cover the cake, which has now been stacked 2 cakes high, and some butter icing on it to allow the fondant icing to stick. This has been cooled in a fridge, so it's all ready now for us to start the decorating process. Our branding is black and white, so we've chosen a couple of slabs of white fondant here and also some black fondant, so we don't have to go through the process of actually colouring it. Quite a difficult thing to get that colour all the way through and looking good, so that's certainly one where buying it makes things a lot easier. I've also got some water here, which will just make it a little bit easier on the fingers as we need to manipulate this around the cake, and some icing sugar that we're going to use to just basically cover this area so that it doesn't stick too much. So after a little bit of kneading, we're just getting it into a circle. If it starts in the shape that we actually need, then we know it's going to be close to that shape when we finish rolling it out. The more we knead it, the softer it gets. It's quite hard to work with when it's cold. It's surprisingly hard work to knead fondant and then start to roll it out. I certainly appreciate any cakes that I might buy in the future. But it's probably a good time for us to stop and have a quick chat about Alpaca Guild as well and what we've been doing. As we said, this is our first birthday, but it's only our 10th YouTube video. That's because YouTube is a fairly new thing for us, and it certainly isn't what Alpaca Guild is all about. We're a bit larger than that. Alpaca Guild is actually about the industry. It's about how do we help breeders and owners get the very most out of alpaca, and how do we help improve the welfare of alpaca around the world. And there are a number of different services we provide, as well as free content, such as the YouTube videos. At alpacaguild.com, you'll find a range of tools and information that help you to get the most out of owning and breeding alpacas, whether you're just getting started or you've been established for some time. One of those things is the international registry. Every alpaca is welcome to be registered on there. And because we have a very interactive graphical family tree, when you're looking to breed or buy or sell an alpaca, it's very easy to see what the genetic lines are, the parentage going all the way back, so that you can actually understand the best genetics to improve your herd or to market your alpaca for the best value. The other tool that's built into alpacaguild.com is a full alpaca management system. This allows you to record all sorts of information, such as medications you might have provided and weights, fleece statistics. You can use this to then look back over time to see how your animals are progressing. It's great when you come to sell your animal because you can offer that information to a buyer. It's also useful when you want to breed animals yourself and you want to make sure that you get the right pairing between them. So it's a full alpaca management system that sits on top of a registry, and it's available to every alpaca in your herd. And we have some really great tools for breeders. You can register yourself in the breeder directory so other alpaca owners can find you. You can also mark your animals for sale so that they'll actually be available in the alpaca seller directory area. And if you haven't got your own website or you're thinking of upgrading, we provide a free website. You bring along your own domain, or we can help provide one to you, and then your animals will be listed on your website, and they'll be updated dynamically as you make changes with an Alpaca Guild. It really is the easiest way to sell alpaca. And of course, you don't always want to access your alpaca information sitting at a desk. So you can either take it into the paddock with you using an iPad, an iPhone, an Android, or even download our native applications for both iOS and Android, making it extra easy for you to access and upload your information wherever you might be. Okay, we've done the rolling out. It's about the size it needs to be. Might be a little bit large, but we'll work on that when we get to it. First, let's talk about pricing. Alpaca Guild. So we try to give as much information away as we can for free. If it's going to benefit you and your alpaca, why should we be charging for it? YouTube, one very good example. We're going to be putting lots of information up, and we're committing to rolling out a video every Wednesday. This one's going out on a Thursday simply because it coincides with our birthday. Otherwise, there'll be Wednesdays from now on and every week. So please subscribe, like, and hit that bell so that you're going to get all the latest ones when they come through. There's a lot of really interesting ones that we've got queued up for you. Next, let's talk about the alpacaguild.com costs. So there is a free account. That'll give you access to the library, and there's some information in there as a blog post and various resource toolkits. That's something that we really want to focus on this year. We want to start to grow that. We've been going out talking to a couple of our existing members to find the kind of information they want. There is a lot of information that's going to go out there about alpaca, but also about the infrastructure, how we look after our paddocks, how we look after our fencing, for example, the kind of shelter that we might need to give for animals. All of that information, again, there shouldn't be cost for that, so we're going to be combining all of that into the free account. And then we have two paid membership options, bronze and silver. Bronze is just the cost of a coffee per month, but it gives you access to that full international registry where you can upload as many alpaca details as you wish at no extra cost, make changes easily online. You can record all of your medications, be notified when medications are due, record your fleece statistics, weights, and other interventions that are important for giving your alpacas the best health. We also have the silver membership, and that's really designed for those breeders who want to push their business a little bit further. This includes hosting a website for you that dynamically updates with alpaca sale information that you've entered into Alpaca Guild. It also gives you the ability to sell animals through Alpaca Guild to the other members. Right, let's get on with the complicated business now of getting this onto the cake. So now that our cake has got its main fondant icing on it, the next thing is to start to get some of the alpaca theme in place. And for that, we've got some excellent cutouts. So we're going to be using the black. It's in line with our branding. We've got some black fondant icing here that's been rolled. I'm simply going to push these into them to get some nice alpaca cutouts. We can see that we've already started to make a few of them here on the sample plate. Of course, alpaca have quite spindly little legs, so we need to be quite careful not to break these. And there we have it. A new alpaca is born. So in order to stick these together, all we're going to do is use a little water and a small brush. We take our alpaca, gently wet the back, and attach it to the cake. First alpaca, looking good. Now to do the remaining ones. And there we have it. We've already started to get a really nice alpaca theme to this cake. Now the icing on the cake, if you pardon the pun, is the top. And for that we're going to use our logo. By printing it, laminating it and cutting it out, we now have a really good template with which to be able to cut out the fondant icing to go on the top of this. Attaching it is exactly the same, we're just going to be using water and a brush. And then finally remove the template. And there we have it, our very first birthday cake produced for Alpaca Guild. A little bit more practice, and I think for year number 2 it might be in better shape, but it's not too bad for a first attempt. One thing missing. Wouldn't be a birthday cake without a candle. If you've enjoyed this video, please remember to like and subscribe. It makes all the difference to the channel. We look forward to producing many more videos for you through 2023. Thank you for watching.